Hello again and welcome back to Paul's Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League. So race 2 is here at Trial Mountain for round 3 of our Aston Martin GR4 Championship, and reverse grid on this one. So let's get this 12 lapper going and let's take you through the grid now. So Black Star in pole position, we've got Vane in second place, ICB in third, Dan in fourth, Colesberg in fifth, Taff sixth, Firepower in 7th, Sight in 8th, Silly Shot 9th, Conrod in 10th, and Aspect is there somewhere in 11th. So mediums and hards for race 2. Black Star on the hard tyres, Vane on the mediums, ICB hards for Dan, hards for mediums for Colesberg, hards for Taff, hards for Firepower, hards for Sight, Silly Shot hards, Conrod's hards, and hards for Aspect. So a lot of them going with hards, just a couple of them with mediums again, which is similar to the last round. I think that's the kind of strategy that they do. So we'll see how that works around here. So only 12 laps here on race 2. One less this time. Already fighting down between Dan and ICB. Third and fourth. Dan, of course, we know, not just him, but a couple of the cars scrubbed their tyres completely by the end of race 1. Let's see what they do here on their hard tyres and when they decide to come in onto the mediums as Colesberg in 5th place, trying to chase down Dan, who's chasing down ICB, who's I think Dan's going to have a go down here at the bottom of the hill at the left-hand sweeper. ICB staying exactly where he is, he's not moving, but then decides to go on the inside, and that was stopped Dan from making a move. I think Vane just had a little touch of the old barrier there. Let's have a look. Second place behind Black Star. I think he might have just run it wide. We was watching ICB at this point, weren't we? Did he run it wide? Yeah, well, a little tag, yeah, just a little bit wide, and that's now allowed ICB to attack him. Vane's going to stay exactly where he is, but then gets done by ICB, and Dan, he goes straight for it. There's a little gap, he opened up, and he went for it, and now Colesberg also having a go. Sorry, Colesberg has had a go and got past Vane. So Vane dropping all the way down to 5th from 2nd in a matter of like 2 corners, and gets half a second penalty as well. So unlucky for Vane. Got a little bit mobbed there, didn't he, through those couple of corners. That's what happens, one little tag of the barrier and the momentum just goes, and everyone else obviously is going full speed, as we see Colesberg now having a look at Dan up at turn 1. Gets the job done before then. He's on the medium tyre, so that's why it was so easy there to get past Dan at that point. Vane attacking though, he's having another go, is Vane. It's more like it. Just couldn't quite get it going in race 1, but now having a good go here. Taff behind them, and then switches to the inside as Vane. Nothing there for him. So try and get himself in the mix before he takes that penalty off. Of course, only lap 2, so everyone's really close anyway. So that's all going on at the moment. Silly Shot attacking Conrod, or was that Conrod attacking Silly Shot? Whatever way it was, Conrod's got into 7th anyway. I think it might have been Conrod getting past Silly Shot actually. Silly Shot getting back at the bottom here. Obviously, one of the passing spots here on the circuit. So gets it done, gets the 7th, but he hasn't got it done completely because Conrod's there, and again you can't go through to side through there. Someone's stirred some screeching at tyres. Who was that? Oh, that was Dan, wasn't it? And his teammate again. Surely they haven't come together again. Well, they are together, and they're still door banging, and well, Well, the winners free actually. I think Vane was in there as well, and Dan. Oh, and I think Dan just, well, he held his line, and Taff just happened to be there in his way. So Taff does the right thing, slows down, but loses a lot of spots there for Taff, all the way back to 10th place. Everyone got through. Look at this battle back here. Oh, now we've got a couple driving in. Black Star, ICB, Aspect. So 2 or 3 of them have gone into pit lane for their stop. So after 2 laps, the minimum amount, they go for it. And Vane again getting beaten up a little bit through the final corner from Dan and ICB, from Dan and Co. And actually, Dan, did he get? Yeah, he actually come off worse there, didn't he? Let's have a look what happened there. So Vane went out wide. Dan, he's lost it on his own again. Gets it back going, but Vane managed to get past. So Dan in 7th now. And past the guys in pit lane. What that does mean, of course, is we got Carlsberg now as our leader on track. With Silly Shot and Sight, 2nd and 3rd, but closely followed by Conrod. So this battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th is still going on, and Conrod, Sight, close quarters here. There's one good thing about this circuit, it does treat you some really close racing through the way it's set out. You'll see Taff just picked up that half a second for track limits there. So they come through the tunnel, the long tunnel, but ahead of them is Sai going to have a go. It looks a little bit far back to have a go at Conrod, but Conrod might have a sneaky look at Silly Shot. A good move there, but Silly Shot's going to keep him there. Silly Shot's in the prime position here. Does he get through the kink? He's going to be on the inside for this next right-hander. So actually, yeah, good from Silly Shot there. Just kept it where he was on the outside all the way. That allowed him to be on the inside coming through the right-hander. Come now through at 13 down to turn 14. Still Sight at the back of Conrod. Silly Shot ahead of them in 2nd. There they are. There's your 3 in shot. A lovely switch back from Conrod. That's where you can make a bit of time as well if you can get yourself straightened up early through that final corner. Get the power down early. You can make that move stick. Didn't quite work that time for Conrod, did it? But maybe next time. Silly Shot then in 2nd. And again, as I said in race 1, just goes about his business, doesn't he? Doesn't really get involved in anything too pushy and shovey, but just picks up these points, just tries to keep it on track, tries to keep it heading in the right direction. Carlsberg still our leader and the fastest lap at the moment at 2:03.5. A nice lead over them 3. Then we've got Taff in 5th place, Vane in 6th. It's all settled down now after quite a frantic start to this race too. It's a difference of tyres, you see, that's what it does. Some on hards and mediums all mixed in, and different pace, different drivers. That's where you get the close racing from, as Dan back down in 7th. I thought he was one that came in, but actually he didn't, so he's still out there on them hard tyres. ICB being chased down by Black Star. Does Black Star have a go? Try and get 8th off him. No, they're both keeping that nice tight line through there. Good driving there from both of those. ICB kept it really tight through there. Didn't allow Black Star the opportunity to make a move. We've got Dang coming in now, off the hard tyres. Now, let's go on board with Black Star. Looking at ICB ahead through these final turns 14 and 15. Try and keep it rolling all the way through there. And up the gearbox. 82, 180, 190 kilometres an hour, up to 200 kilometres an hour, 201, 205, 207, 208, 210, 211, 215, 217 I see there, up to 217 kilometres for Black Star before he hits turn 1 through that lovely piece of track there. Trying to keep it as tight as possible, but then on exit, feed it all the way out, use all of the top there, over the blind crest. Inside, so it's like he's taking a little bit of time, and there you go, just proves the point. His fastest sector there for Black Star. Does look like he's catching ICB a little bit, doesn't it? Got no one behind him, well, not immediately behind him anyway. Maybe lost a little bit through there. You see ICB getting away from him. Aspect now coming through the field now. He was one that did come in, and he's got a fastest lap as well, so he is on the medium tyres now, and clearly they're working at the moment. A 2:03.0 for Aspect in 7th, but as has done his stop, and he's through to the end now. Assuming no one messes up their fuel strategy and has to come in for a bit of a splash and a dash, but seen one yet, have we, in this championship? So hopefully they would have calculated all that. So that doesn't happen. So Aspect in 7th, Silly Shot in 8th now, also come in. Dan in 9th. Taff behind him, so the Vodafone's are at it again. But Taff with the 3-second penalty, that must be for cutting the pit lane exit or entrance line. It's the only way you get 3 seconds on this game. Is Taff, has a go, and oof, back end came round. Does that allow Firepower to get past? I think it might. It does. Taff now. Oh, and of course he had the 3-second penalty, so yeah, it was always going to get past anyway, Firepower, wasn't he? So Taff back down to 11th, and now losing momentum through there. Aspect into the 202s as well, into the 202.6 now for Aspect. So pushing on is Aspect, but Carlsberger, who's been pushing on from the start really, while it was all going on behind him, made up a little bit of a gap over Conrad now, although Conrad, who was one of the ones battling, has now left 3rd place Vane behind. So Conrad obviously on a charge as well, but Carlsberg at the moment, now he's on the medium, so they won't be in yet. Anyone on mediums will run it to as long as they can before having to come in. It's got to be by lap 10 anyway. That will mean that they've got the minimum 2 laps on the hard tyre, so whatever happens, lap 10 is the marker point really, if they haven't come in before then. Conrad then, he is on the hard tyres, but he's decided he's going to stay out. Why not? He's in 2nd place at the moment. So being on hard tyres, he can come in now whenever he likes to change onto those mediums. Of course, he might do the opposite strategy and run the hard tyres right up to lap 10 and then just do 2 on the mediums. Who knows? But could have come in anyway. Vane in 3rd. His own, but under any pressure. But of course, he's on mediums as well, so he's still obviously got to do his stop at some point. ICB, same. I think anyway. Well, actually, he was ICB in. Has ICB come? He might actually be one of the guys who has already come in and changed onto the medium tyres. Not sure what he started on now, but maybe. in which case he's in a good position here in fourth. Black Star in fifth place, being chased down by Aspect now. 2:02.3 for Aspect, so he's just picking up the pace every lap here, knocking out fastest laps each time. Don't think it's going to take long to clear Black Star. It's going to be along the back straight through the tunnel, right at the bottom, down the left-hand sweeper if he doesn't get it done with a bit of slipstream along the back straight here. So let's have a look. Let's stick with Aspect for a moment. Oh, won't need to worry about that slipstream, will he? Black Star just got that wrong, didn't he, on the left-hander? Coming through this small half a tunnel here, and then going to run it and hit the outside wall there. Bang. Almost disaster for Aspect. It came back on just to hit Aspect. There was nothing he could do about that. That's just a racing incident. But fortunately for Aspect, got past without really doing any real damage. So fifth now for Aspect. Black Star back to sixth. Silly Shot to seventh. Sign eighth place. Dan in ninth. Sort of spaced out a little bit here. And then Firepower and Taff at 10th and 11th. They've obviously come in as well. Ugh. Taff's having a disaster around here, isn't he? With penalties for Taff. 11th place and half a second, but he's got to now take off. He had 3 seconds at the lap before, so picking up penalties galore here in race 2 for Taff. Conrad's going to have a go now at Colesberg for the lead. It gets it done through the tunnel, through turn 4. Takes the lead off of Colesberg then. So Colesberg has led all the way up to lap 8 now. Hard tyres for Conrad. They're working a treat at the moment, aren't they? With Colesberg there in second on the mediums. It's just these two really. Big gap back then still to Vane in third. But this is our leaders. So maybe Conrad's now thinking, right, I've still got to stop, obviously. He knows Aspect's on a charge. His rival in the championship and on track, really. So he wants to probably try and get as far away as possible from Aspect. So by the time he comes in to do his stop, he's got that clearance in terms of time. Can he do? And go in and get out before Aspect. Does Aspect do the undercut? Take the lead. Well, he's coming in now, so this is the moment of truth. We won't stay with Conrad and Carlsberg's in as well. Go back with Vane, but we'll pop in with Aspect. I think Vane's going to stay out anyways on medium, so he's not going to go in, or is he? Okay, he is. So that's our top 3 in ICB. What does he do? Sorry about that. Just had a moment of things falling around me here, but it's fine. Main thing is it wasn't me. I wasn't falling off my chair. I can continue with this. So ICB now will take. It's in fourth, but we'll take the lead. Courtesy of the guys in pit lane. Here you go, but the man we want to see an Aspect at the moment. Second place, but could well be first by the time. Well, he takes Conrad, doesn't he, and Carlsberg, so the undercut did work. Just coming out of pit lane now. Back to fifth. Oh, Silly Shot's right in the mix. He's got right in between. They've come out with Silly Shot right in between both Conrad and Carlsberg as they exit pit lane. Black Star there as well, so this is closed up here. It's going to be some battle here between third place and sixth. Silly Shot looking strong and quick there, but Aspect is chasing down ICB, who's still got to come in, so Aspect will be our effective leader. By the time RCB comes in, he's got one more opportunity. Two more opportunities to get that done on the medium tyres as we watch Silly Shot now. Lining up Conrad. Is he going to have a go? No, but Black Star's having a look at... No, he don't get that done. Black Star's having a look at Carlsberg go. Very tight line from Black Star. That's a good line. It's a line I would use. Not always the quickest, of course, because Carlsberg's got to run now on the inside, but has to give in and give it to Black Star, who's on the run on the outside. So Black Star 5th place, Carlsberg 6th, Sai 7th, Dan in 8th still. So Dan's struggling to get anywhere near these guys at the moment, but Silly Shot still looking strong behind Black Star, behind Conrad, sorry. How far is Conrad away from our leaders? Not that far, they're only just coming through final turn 15. So not much of a gap back there, but impressed with ICB at the moment. He's hanging it out there. As I say, I don't believe he's come in. I might be wrong. If he has done his stop, then he's in a good position here with 3 laps to go, although that could be a penalty. It looked like he straight lined that a little bit. Did he get away with it? No, I thought he looked a little bit too much of a straight line through there. So unfortunate, that could be the moment that Aspect wanted. You can obviously see that penalty over the head of ICB, and Aspect's going to be rubbing his hands a little bit now, knowing that he's got no real pressure from behind at this point. It's all about ICB ahead of him with that half a second penalty, although the gap's still fairly large, but he's going to have to run. He's going to get that done, I think, by the time we get to the penalty zone. We'll pick that up at that point, but Conrad still in 3rd, still being chased down by Silly Shot in 4th. So far back to get a pass on Conrad there. Black Star and Carlsberg and Sai. It's battle here between Sai and Carlsberg. Sai having a little sniff. Didn't work though, and now Black Star's falling into this little game. So 3 here. Black Star, Carlsberg and Sai. Just fighting for those places just outside of the podium spots. Let's go back to the front though just for a moment, just to see. He's caught up, isn't he, Aspect? Definitely going to get the lead here, although half a second's not going to make too much difference, but he's going to get the run on ICB. Let's see if he gets it done at turn 1. ICB is going to stay right along the pit wall. I think Aspect's going to get it done. He does. Nothing ICB can do about that. Takes the lead, Aspect. So maybe ICB did come in early then. So maybe won't be coming in now. I can't see it. Well, too late in the race, so he must have come in earlier in the racing, which I missed. So that will be good if he can stay where he is now. He has no answer to Aspect, but if he can take a 2nd place, be good for him. Conrad still 3rd, not a million miles off them two still. Silly Shot just outside the podium place, is in 4th place, but still there, isn't he? Just picking up valuable points each time. Black Star and Sai and Carlsberg still find it side by side. I think Sai might have got it this time off of Carlsberg. He did. Oh, but big hit. Oh, and Carlsberg's had a moment as well. So they've both had a bit of a twitchy, fun time there coming through. That left-hander. Sai remains in 6th place, and now looking at 5th, lining up Black Star at the bottom of the hill into the sweeper. Tight line from Sai. Black Star stays exactly where he is, and an easy pass in the end, so good move from Sai. Oh, Black Star hits the wall, does a bit of a vane. Now is he going to lose a spot to Dan, who you know what he's like, slightest door ajar and he's through, and he does, and a little tag of the back there from Black Star. Colesberg's there too. He's got past Black Star, so exactly like Vane, hit it in exactly the same place. Did Black Star. It cost him 2 spots like it did Vane in race 1, so almost identical moment now. Oh, I could see some screeching. That was that Dan having a go at Colesberg. They're still finding it out. Neck and neck here. Good battle. Size cleared off in 5th, so it is between Dan and Colesberg here now. In fact, Dan's just got away from Colesberg, hasn't he? Into the final lap now. Another tremendous race from these boys. Taff has got into 9th. Ahead of Firepower. Firepower though fighting back. Oh, does a little jink. Does Firepower to get it done? No. All over the back of Taff here is Firepower with Vane in 11th place behind them, but Firepower showing some. Oh, and now decides to help the gardener out a little bit and cut a bit of the lawn. But that's not going to help him get past Taff, is it? In fact, it's just lost him time, so it might be enough for Firepower. 10th place for him, it could be. But Aspect, who just worked his way through, done the early pit stop, pressed on, started knocking out fastest laps, although Conrad actually currently stands with the fastest lap at 2:01.6 now. But Aspect won't be bothered about that. He's going to get another double victory here at Trial Mountain for Aspect. So we'll stick with him now to the end as he comes through turn 14 and 15 to sign off round 3 with victory. So well done to Aspect. Increases his lead at the top, and just like race 1, it's going to be Conrad following him in 2nd place. He's got past ICB in the end. ICB unlucky. Good 3rd place though. Silly shot in 4th, so close there, wasn't it? Sight. Good 5th place for him. Dan, 6th for him was enough. That's all he could do. Into 6th place goes Dan. Colesberg in 7th. Then a bit of a gap back to Taff with half a second. Shouldn't really matter. Should still get 8th place for Taff. Firepower never really got it going in the end, but 9th for him. Black Star fell all the way back to 10th. Vane in 11th. So there's your round 3 here in the Sierra Nevada mountains of the Trial Mountain track, and sure where we're off to next actually, but for wherever it is, join me for that next week, and well, hopefully, yeah, should be as entertaining as it has been for these last 3 rounds. So thanks again for watching, and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.